Hey everyone, remember the Tata Nano? It was launched with a lot of fanfare and was supposed to revolutionize the car market in India. The idea was simple yet ambitious. Create a car that was affordable for the masses, a true people's car. The car that was supposed to be super affordable for everyone. It was priced at around 1 lakh rupees, which was roughly $2,000 at the time. This made it the cheapest car in the world, a title that garnered a lot of attention globally. Yeah, a cool idea, right? Imagine a car that almost anyone could afford, giving millions of people the freedom to drive. It was a dream come true for many, especially in a country where owning a car was considered a luxury. Like, put an engine in a small car, add some wheels, and bam, freedom to drive. The Nano was designed to be simple yet functional. It had a small 624cc engine, basic interiors, and minimal features, but it promised to get you from point A to point B without breaking the bank. But it wasn't that easy, was it? The initial excitement soon gave way to a host of challenges. Safety concerns, lack of features, and a perception problem plagued the Nano. People started questioning whether it was worth compromising on so many aspects just to save some money. The Nano, even though it was a good idea, became a bit of a joke. It was often ridiculed for its small size and basic design. The very factors that made it affordable also made it less appealing to many potential buyers. It was cheap, yeah, but not very cool. In a market where status and image matter a lot, the Nano struggled to find its footing. People didn't want to be seen driving what was perceived as a poor man's car. People thought it looked like a tin can on wheels, and it didn't sell very well. Despite the initial hype, sales figures were disappointing. The car failed to meet the lofty expectations set for it, and production was eventually halted. But the idea of a cheap car never really goes away, does it? The concept of an affordable, accessible vehicle is still very much alive. In fact, it's more relevant than ever, especially with the growing focus on sustainable and eco-friendly transportation. And now, with everyone loving electric cars, people are talking about bringing back the Nano, but this time it'll be electric. Imagine a small, affordable electric car that could make green transportation accessible to the masses. The big question is, can Tata make it happen? Can they overcome the challenges that plagued the original Nano and create a new version that appeals to modern consumers? It's a daunting task, but not impossible. Can they turn this car that nobody really liked into a cool, eco-friendly electric car? If they succeed, it could be a game changer, not just for Tata, but for the entire automotive industry. The Nano story is far from over, and its next chapter could be its most exciting yet. Okay, before we get too excited, let's talk about what Tata is doing with electric cars right now. Tata Motors has been making significant strides in the electric vehicle market, and it's worth taking a closer look at their strategy and offerings. The company has been focusing on creating electric vehicles that are not only environmentally friendly, but also affordable and practical for everyday use. This approach is quite different from many other automakers who have started with high-end luxury electric cars. Tata's strategy is more inclusive, aiming to bring electric mobility to the masses. They've been pretty smart, actually. Instead of making a super expensive electric car, they started with smaller, more affordable ones like the Tiago EV and Nexon EV. These models have been designed to cater to the needs of the average consumer, offering a balance of performance, range, and cost. The Tiago EV, for instance, is a compact car that's perfect for city driving. It's small enough to navigate through tight spaces and traffic, yet spacious enough to be comfortable for daily commutes. The Nexon EV, on the other hand, is a bit larger and offers more features, making it suitable for those who need a bit more space and versatility. Good cars, those. Not super exciting, but they do the job. They are reliable, efficient, and come with the backing of Tata's extensive service network. This means that owners can have peace of mind knowing that they have access to support and maintenance services whenever needed. The focus here is on practicality and reliability rather than flashy features or high performance. The Tiago EV especially has been doing pretty well. It's small, zippy, and doesn't cost a fortune. It's an ideal choice for urban dwellers who need a compact car for their daily commute. The affordability of the Tiago EV makes it accessible to a larger segment of the population, which is crucial for the widespread adoption of electric vehicles. Additionally, the running costs of an electric vehicle are significantly lower than those of a traditional petrol or diesel car, which adds to its appeal. But here's the thing, it's still a bit expensive for most people. While the Tiago EV is more affordable than many other electric cars on the market, it still represents a significant investment for the average consumer. The initial purchase price can be a barrier for many, even though the long-term savings on fuel and maintenance are substantial. This is where Tata's vision for the future comes into play, and that's where the Nano EV could come in. The idea of reviving the Nano as an electric vehicle is intriguing. The original Nano was designed to be the world's cheapest car, and an electric version could follow the same philosophy. By keeping costs low, Tata could make electric mobility accessible to an even larger audience. The Nano EV could be a game-changer in markets where affordability is a key concern. Imagine a car even cheaper than the Tiago EV, a car that offers the benefits of electric mobility without the hefty price tag. The Nano EV could be that car. It could provide a practical, eco-friendly transportation solution for those who might not otherwise be able to afford an electric vehicle. This could have a significant impact on reducing emissions and promoting sustainable transportation. So cheap that even a used bicycle seems expensive. This might sound like an exaggeration, but the goal is to make electric vehicles as affordable as possible. By doing so, Tata could revolutionize the market and set a new standard for affordability in the electric vehicle industry. The Nano EV could become a symbol of accessible, sustainable transportation. Now that would be a total game changer. If Tata can pull this off, it could pave the way for a new era of electric mobility. An era where electric cars are not just for the wealthy or environmentally conscious, but for everyone. This could lead to a significant reduction in carbon emissions and a cleaner, greener future for all. Tata's Electric Avenue is not just a vision, it's a potential reality that could transform the way we think about transportation. Now, this wouldn't be the first time Tata thought about making an electric Nano. Nope, they've tried before. The idea of an electric Nano has been floating around for quite some time. Tata Motors, known for its innovative approach, has always been keen on exploring electric mobility. The Nano, which was initially launched as the world's cheapest car, seemed like a perfect candidate for an electric makeover. The vision was to create an affordable, eco-friendly vehicle that could revolutionize urban transportation. A while back, they even showed off an electric Nano concept car. This concept was unveiled with much fanfare, showcasing Tata's commitment to sustainable transportation. The concept car featured a sleek design, modern interiors, and most importantly, an electric powertrain. It was a glimpse into the future of what the Nano could become. The auto shows where it was displayed drew significant attention, with many enthusiasts and industry experts praising Tata's forward-thinking approach. It looked like a regular Nano, but with a charging port instead of a gas tank. This subtle yet significant change symbolized a shift towards greener technology. The charging port was designed to be user-friendly, making it easy for owners to charge their vehicles at home or at public charging stations. The idea was to make electric cars accessible to the masses without compromising on the convenience that traditional fuel-powered cars offered. Sadly, it never actually became a real car. Despite the initial excitement and positive reception, the project faced numerous challenges. Technical difficulties, high production costs, and a lack of infrastructure for electric vehicles at the time were significant hurdles. The dream of an electric Nano was put on hold, and the project was eventually shelved. It was a disappointing turn of events for those who had high hopes for the electric Nano. Then there was the Neo EV, which was a regular Nano converted to electric. This was another attempt by Tata to bring the electric Nano to life. The Neo EV was essentially a retrofit where existing Nano cars were converted to run on electric power. This approach was seen as a cost-effective way to introduce electric vehicles without the need for entirely new production lines. The conversion process involved replacing the internal combustion engine with an electric motor and installing a battery pack. Again, a cool idea, but it didn't go anywhere. The Neo EV faced similar challenges as the original electric Nano concept. While the idea of converting existing cars was innovative, it still required significant investment and infrastructure. Additionally, the market for electric vehicles was still in its infancy and consumer interest was limited. As a result, the Neo EV project was also abandoned, leaving the dream of an electric Nano unfulfilled. But like that one song, "We Get Knocked Down, But We Get Up Again," the Nano EV is back in the news. Tata Motors has not given up on the idea of an electric Nano. Recent reports suggest that the company is once again exploring the possibility of launching an electric version of the Nano. With advancements in battery technology, improved infrastructure, and a growing market for electric vehicles, the timing seems right. The new Nano EV could potentially be a game changer, offering an affordable and eco-friendly transportation solution for urban commuters. The journey of the electric Nano has been filled with ups and downs, but the spark of innovation continues to drive Tata Motors forward. The big question is, can Tata actually make a Nano EV that's super duper cheap? I'm talking cheaper than your favorite street food. Well, crazier things have happened. The cost of batteries is going down quickly, and Tata is really good at making cars without spending too much money, so it's not impossible, but here's the catch to make it that cheap. They might have to remove some stuff, and by stuff I mean things like comfy seats, cool features, and maybe even some safety things. Let's be real, nobody expects a Nano EV to be super fancy. You're not going to find heated seats, a sunroof, or a mini fridge in this thing, but there are some basic things that even someone on a budget would want, right? Things like power windows, air conditioning, and maybe even a touchscreen for music. Can Tata fit all that into a Nano EV without making it super expensive? It's tough, but not impossible. They could offer a really basic model and let people add extra features if they want. Now let's talk competition. The Nano EV wouldn't be alone. The Indian electric car market is getting crowded with new cars coming out all the time. And then there's the MG Comet EV, a cool little hatchback that's currently the cheapest electric car in India. The Comet EV is a tough one to beat. It looks good, has lots of features, and has a surprisingly low price. To compete, the Nano EV would have to be even cheaper than the Comet and offer something special. And that's a big challenge even for a company as smart as Tata. Here's another thing to think about. Wouldn't a Nano EV steal sales from the Tiago EV? I mean, if you could buy an even cheaper Tata EV, why would you choose the Tiago? It's a good question, and Tata would need to figure that out. Then there's the cost of making a new car. It's not cheap, especially an electric one. To make their money back, Tata would need to sell a ton of Nano EVs. And that's a risk, even in a place like India where people love a good deal. So, will we ever see the Tata Nano EV on the roads? Honestly, it's a long shot. There are a lot of challenges. The market is crowded, making a new car is expensive, and the memory of the original Nano still exists. But hey, never say never. In a world that's going crazy for electric cars, the dream of a super affordable EV might be too good for Tata to resist. Imagine a future where the streets of India are full of tiny, quiet Nano EVs. Imagine everyone, even the person selling chai on the street, can afford to switch their gas-guzzling scooter for an electric car. It's a dream, sure, but not a totally impossible one. The Tata Nano EV might be a long shot, but it's a shot worth taking. Because sometimes the best way to know what the future will be like is to make it ourselves.